Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. I am really excited that I am filming another video so soon after my last one. If you haven't seen my last video, it is on demoing, reviewing Florasis' makeup. They are a Chinese-based makeup company and they have the most ornate packaged products. It's really beautiful and I had a good time trying everything. So this video is going to be focusing on Surratt's new Dew Drop Concealer. They just launched this last week, and if you are familiar with the Surratt brand, or even if you aren't, what they've been known for primarily is their Dew Drop Foundation. And this is a cult hit amongst luxury makeup lovers, luxury makeup content creators. We've all, seen a content creator review, demo this, and just think it's amazing. We ourselves went out to get some of our own and have liked it. So I've definitely enjoyed this Dew Drop Foundation, although I have not been wearing it really at all. I feel like I should rotate back to it. However, this product I've had for some time now, and I'm not sure if it's still quite as good as it was when the product was fresh, and so I might not actually apply this on my face. However, I will do some swatches for you anyhow. But if you haven't noticed already, I did apply the concealer under my eyes, quite a bit of it. And you can see also the swatch here. It is much, much lighter than my actual skin tone, and plus I've definitely had a good amount of sun over this past summer. So I chose shade number 1, which is the lightest shade, because I do enjoy having a brighter under eye. Like, that's the makeup look I like. It also helps my own under eye circles, which has improved over the years, but that's still, something that I would like to conceal to brighten at the same time. So this is why it's so light. And I've applied it generously because I was doing a short video for TikTok and Instagram to just kind of show the application of it. However, I do have other blemish spots that I'm going to demo for you on this video so that you guys can kind of see how the product moves and how well it can be blended into the skin while still sitting on top and providing that concealer coverage that it's meant to. So first thing here, this is the concealer, and once you pull off the cap here, it has a better quality than your average sponge, and it's a twist here to get the product to come up. Now, you don't have to use a brush the way that I will be doing to blend in the concealer. You can actually just use a sponge. In fact, the first couple of twists I did, the product didn't come up, so I did a couple more, and before you know it, I've got more product than I intended. So if you guys have picked this up, or you would eventually in the future, just so you know, go in with a few twists, see if anything comes up, go in with a couple more, and just kind of trial and error test that way before too much product gets on that sponge wand. So let me go in and dab, these red areas here that I would normally conceal. As you can see, with the amount of product that got deposited, I still had a lot of product on the sponge. And what I do like about the actual functional packaging of this is that it's in wand form. It's very easy to take to go. And normally I do my makeup at home anyway. I probably won't take this out with me, so I'll have in my Renzel this brush here, and even something a bit more tapered that has the ability to go in for more detailed work. So with the sponge, which is from Sonia G's Fusion set, her Fusion brush set, this is the Jumbo Concealer, and I'm going to go in to basically diffuse the product a bit, so it's not all clumped up on one spot. The consistency of the concealer is creamy, but has quite a bit of staying power. Like, it's not just gonna budge because you you're putting powder on it to set it. It's gonna, for the most part, stay on your skin. Now notice I dabbed only a little bit here. And the effect I have is concealing some of the red, but without this dramatic effect you're seeing here. I think I have a little bit too much, actually, to be honest. But that's okay for the demo. We can, you know, by the time I apply foundation, it's gonna even out a bit. And the swatch I have on my hand, I've had this here for over 20 minutes now. And when I just go to pat it down, to see, there is tackiness, there is texture, it's not completely dry, and I feel like this is not a product that's going to completely dry. However, you can certainly set it with powder, and there's a few ways I can do that. I can use Sonia G's Blender Fusion series, her blender brush, to set under the eye, and certainly these areas here. All right, now that it's been said, I think I'm gonna move on to finishing up this makeup look and come back. And that way you guys can see, you know, it looks kind of crazy right now, but once everything else is in place, it'll even out. Oh, what's notable too is that when you use a powder to set it, like under the eyes, you no longer, or I can no longer feel the tackiness, which is important because, you know, with a consistency like this one here, it's not like it's gonna move around if you don't set it, but it's more like, hey, if I suddenly, you know, if there was like, I feel a little bit tingly here and I just wanna go in and do this, I'm gonna come off with a lot of product. If you set it, that's not gonna be the case. In fact, just very little product came off as I was just lightly sweeping it. So yes, let me come back after I've applied foundation and the rest of the look. So I did end up applying the Dew Drop Foundation on my entire face. I do really like, again, just mixing these two different shades to get something that actually suits my skin tone. I use 1 drop of shade 5 and 1 drop of shade 6. I'm going to lightly set this now and then actually probably off camera finish this look, and I'll sum up everything after that. This is the finished look, and I love how everything is concealed very beautifully. I did actually also go back in with West Montilier's Vital Skin pressed powder in cream to tone down that brightness and the contrast against my skin, because I put too much on for my TikTok, Instagram short video demonstration. So I like it now without the studio lighting. It's gonna look a little bit more natural in indoor lighting, so this is great. The product, again, has really great coverage. A little bit goes a long, long ways. So I'll just, you know, pay more attention, be careful next time to not apply too much. It's gonna have like really good staying power too, because it actually reminds me of Pat McGrath's concealer that comes in that glass tube and it has like a doe foot applicator, except that Pat McGrath's does not dry at all. You could put, you know, you can powder several layers and it works beautifully with the powder. I don't think it'll, you know, the powder doesn't ruin the concealer or anything like that, but it does not dry. And I remember just wishing it would. Even a thin layer, it won't dry. But this one, I think a thin layer by itself will actually dry for the most part. And certainly once you powder it, it does feel like it's dry. So I think that's important because, you know, for me, I just like to set my makeup. Foundation, concealer, those are really important that it's set, so that, you know, when the wind catches and my hair is just moving around, I know that I'm not getting foundation and concealer on it. So that's a big pet peeve of mine. The other thing to note is this sponge applicator, you can, I guess, spot clean it, but it's not, it doesn't look like it's meant to be, you know, replaced. So pretty much this is going to be your kind of form vehicle to get the product on your skin, on your face for the entire duration of, you know, however much the concealer is in here. And so that makes me think you probably want to clean it off before each application. I think some water spot cleaning will be nice for it. And also, because little product goes a long way, using that consciously, or doing like twisting it and just being conscious about it, is going to help the longevity of the sponge. The other option is you could get the product you need, dab it on your hand, and then go back in with a brush to get that on. So that's another option too. So far, I think it's really quite great at concealing. I've been using lighter concealers, so to kind of switch and use something that has more coverage overall is a nice change. Like every now and then I want to switch it up. As for the Dew Drop Foundation, I mean the Dew Drop Foundation, undisputed, it's beautiful, light to medium coverage, sheer finish, sheer natural finish. It looks beautiful. I think it pairs well with the concealer, but this foundation just kind of pairs well with most things. I have no complaints there. I don't know in reality how close it is to the actual Dew Drop Foundation. This is not a sheer concealer, if it kind of gave you that impression. This is definitely a full coverage concealer. So that is my demonstration and initial thoughts on the concealer. I'll definitely be using this. This will be my primary concealer for some time, and hope to give you guys another update on how things have gone after a month or two. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy to be here to be filming another video so quickly after my last one, so hopefully I can keep it up. Talk to you guys very soon. Bye.